we have brought in one of the tournament competitors who did not make it to the finals. Toshin is on the line with us. Toshin, you have the dubious distinction of being taken out of this competition in, 4 rounds?
Yeah, unfortunately it's 4 rounds for me.
How did that happen, Toshin? What went wrong?
I will not lie to anybody that's listening or viewing this. I have absolutely no experience in Advance Wars, so I was under the gun from the beginning. Don't get me wrong, I was happy to be able to be picked, but it wasn't my day, and I never got any decent amount of time to get any amount of experience that would actually put me in any winning position at any point. I wasn't familiar with most of the rules or any how the units worked, so I was playing blind from the minute it happened.
Now, did you know there was a big community called Advance Wars Net that existed where these people played each other online?
Yeah, did you think about maybe playing some other people or learning up?
Yeah, I actually was trying to do some research before my match. I didn't know that Advance Wars was honestly that big a game and had a huge following. I mean, I knew there was a lot of other previous games in the franchises like Dual Strike and stuff and previous incarnations, but I never knew it was this big at all. I really didn't. Like, it's very intricate. Like Chris said the other day, these guys play on like Java-made fan maps, and I was absolutely shocked how big the community is for this game.
Yeah, if nobody has checked it out, you should check out AdvanceWars.net. It's pretty amazing. They have rankings. You can see GitFace's record of 71-3.
Did he just launch a hailstorm of
72-3 now?
Of jets? What did we just witness there? We saw a nice animation of jets flying. What happened there, Norm?
Looked to me like, was that a fighter? GitFace, was that a fighter? I can't see from the screen.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that was a fighter.
Fighter attacked fighter. It came out on top 9-3.
There it is down there. So we got 2 fighters out there, and it looks like the advantage definitely is in GitFace's favor.
Now, are these kind of rock paper scissors type situations where your unit has points, the other unit has points, and then when you do a fight, it basically analyzes those 2? Is that what's happening when those kind of strikes happen?
Basically, there's percentages that each unit has against another unit, and that is also adjusted by the ammunition level of their primary weapon, or if they have to rely on a secondary weapon, and basically takes that percentage plus a luck factor plus terrain factors and several other things and computes that and comes up with that difference. So I created a program in Microsoft Excel that would give me a generalized version of what an outcome would be if I plugged in the different the different units involved, the hit points, the terrain, the level of the units and such, and it would give me a guesstimate as to what the outcome would be. But this is going way too fast for me to be able to plug that stuff in.
Now, would you say that because GitFace really is advanced at this game, he's making his moves at a super fast speed, and normally people have to spend more time thinking about things? Would you say that normally a competitor might have to spend a little more time thinking about their moves, but because he's so experienced, he's able to make his moves a lot faster than the average player?
Well, I think he has a definite plan, and at this point, he captured that northern factory that I was talking about, and that's a huge swing. That is a huge swing. That's a big favor for GitFace. And so I think he's already got the strategy, and it seems to me like he's moving pretty quick because he feels like he's got this locked up by capturing that factory.
And how difficult would it be for someone like Rob D to come back with that property captured now?
It just depends on who he's facing. And GitFace, and I had GitFace in 20 days, and I'm not even sure if that's going to even reach that at this point.
Wow.
I think that Chris Phil had a prediction of, what was it here?
It's 17.
What do you have?
Chris was saying 17, but speaking from what I've seen so far in both Rob's matches, I think time is his factor. The more he can make this last, the more he's going to have an advantage.
I agree with you.
And so if he can just hold off total domination, you can get to a point where you can kind of slow the game down a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, he's still forcing in units onto that island to contend for some of those cities. So he's right now still has a property advantage of 19 to 8. It's pretty big. So if he can hold out, now you notice that he's just kind of biding his time capturing these properties. So it's, his concern right now is not grabbing those uncontended
However,
properties.
he lost a $20,000 fighter and 2 $9,000 battle copters. So that's what offsets it right now.
Right.
So, spending money on
So
expense.
he's lost $38,000 worth of air units.
So losing those units, you've already spent a lot of your money on them. Now they're gone. Basically, you have to start earning more money so that you can purchase more units of that strength.
But again, that's where having that property swing is going to be big
Offset.
for him right now.
Interesting. Wow.
And if he can hold out for a little while, then I agree. He might be able to draw it out. But I think that it looks like by his calculated movements that Gipface has this all under control. That's what it looks like to me, because he's not making some moves that I would expect him to make, to be honest with you at this point.
A lot of people.
He is the #1 player in the world, and I am not, so he's going to be taking me by surprise quite a bit in this match, I'm sure.
And of course, we are getting requests from the chatters to please allow those animations to happen. I don't know that that's
Hard to see here, but that means his status is veteran, which means he gets 20% added defense and 20% added offense.
wow.
So it's
It's gonna be rough to take that down.
yes.
Wow. Now I know a lot of people who have never played this before. This is a very appealing game for a lot of people. At first time they go, oh, turn-based, but this seems a lot more action-oriented than the average turn-based game. Here we get another animation. What is happening here? I'm just infantry guys fighting, shooting at the Rob D.
Yeah, it wasn't a very powerful unit to begin with. It only had 2 hit points, which means 20 some odd health points, and he can only do minimal damage to the infantry.
No, because it's blocking the way, it cannot interfere with my capturing.
Correct.
Now, Norm, what we're seeing here is this is Gipface's side of the map, and is there a zoom level that he's at now that's different from what we see over here with the Rob D?
Yes.
Are they at different zoom levels, and what is the significance of each of the zoom levels?
Well, first it changes it to a slightly isometric view, which gives it kind of an added graphical flair, and also gives it a little bit more details. It's further away. Some units, if you're not extremely familiar with the game and you're just getting used to it, especially some of the naval units start to look a little bit similar, so this helps differentiate them a bit. Do you have anything to add to what's going on in the match here, Yoshin? Toshin, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can say because I don't want to go against that mutual thing of not knowing what everybody else is playing.
Right.
But I think I think Rob's gonna try something. I don't know what, and I'm only watching the Justin TV all game stream. But I think Rob's got something planned, and I don't know what it is because he doesn't make those kind of mistakes without having something else going for him at that point. I wouldn't call it a bait and switch or anything like that, but I just have that inkling that something he's going to do is going to turn this match in the next 4 days.
You think, Toshin, that the Rob D does have a strategy that's causing you to consider that he's maybe playing it close to the vest, but at some point he's going to unleash this other strategy?
Maybe. I can't say for sure, but I'm just going from the timeline of what I've known from his Derek match and his other match with Sully. So it might not be playing out as I think, but I'm getting that kind of a feeling from what I've seen before. I don't know if Norm can actually